Welcome to the series Bridging the Skill Gap. We have with us today Professor Manoj Khaladkar, who epitomizes excellence in the realm of training and placement within the esteemed Army Institute of Technology in Pune. With a distinguished career over 2 decades, Professor Khaladkar has been instrumental in sculpting the academic and professional trajectories of countless engineering aspirants. His tenure as the head of training and placement reflects a relentless commitment to nurturing talent, fostering industry-academia collaborations, and steering AIT towards unparalleled heights of success in campus placements. Armed with a master's degree in electronics and a wealth of experience across industry, teaching, and training domains, Professor Khaladkar embodies the ethos of transformative education and career skilling. Let's delve into his journey, insights, and foresights as he shares his invaluable perspectives on addressing the challenges and opportunities in training and placement within the Indian engineering education landscape. Please welcome Professor Khaladkar. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Thank you for sharing this time with us and sparing this time especially for us.
My pleasure.
This entire series is about bridging the skill gap. It's an age-old discussion for decades that's been going on in the industry, that there's always a gap between the industry and the academia. And you are the middle aspect connecting both sides of the bridges, right? So I think we have the right person. You've been in the industry, you know the in and outs. For this series, I don't think I could get a better person than you.
Thank you very much.
Right?
Thank you.
So great. Now you've been in the industry for a good amount of time. Now, before we get into the the bone of contention of the skill gap, we'd just like to understand a little more about you, right? So can you share with us about your educational journey and how it has influenced your career trajectory till now, leading to your current role of the head of training and placement at AIT?
Great. Actually, my town is very near to Pune city.
Okay.
So I basically come from the rural background.
Right.
And one good advantage of the rural background is that gives me adaptability, strength, courage to fight with the situations.
Very true.
So I started my career after my graduation in industry. I was
Right.
there for 5-6 long years. I was with Electronica Machine Tools, which was in Pune at that time. Now, after working for some years in industry, my parents were teachers. So the teaching was in my blood.
Correct.
So after 5-6 years, I thought that I should go to teaching and have experience of teaching the students. So I switched my career from there, from industry to academia. So I started doing teaching in a polytechnic, Bharati Vidyapit Polytechnic.
Okay.
That was really a real experience. The age group of say 17 to 20 and teaching them electronic devices and semiconductors, materials. It was a great experience for me. Doing small projects with them.
True. And after having worked in that industry.
Yeah. After having worked that industry, then I could see why industry is saying there is a skill gap.
Right.
And so that experienced me definitely I should work more with the students, and then switch my career from Polytechnic College to a degree college, engineering college. So I worked there as a professor for 4-5 long years. Okay. Now during that time, exactly what happened, I had seen industry, I was going through the academia experiences. So what I felt at that point of time is, now I know both the sides of the table. Okay. So now there is a time to change the profession so that I could see both the sides of the table. And fortunately, during that 2004-05, there was a large void in engineering colleges for the post of training and placement officer. Means you will wonder, way back in 1992-93, College of Engineering Pune, COEP, there was Professor Mandke, who was a very old professor. Okay. And he started this, the exclusive post. And he realized and he pushed all academia, university people that there should be a good amount of a space required for training and placement officer. Right. And he started doing that. And it was very tough situation. Placing the students was a challenge. And then I realized this is the career where I can put my everything. I mean, you can say my second or third inning there.
Right,
So
right.
from 2004-5, then I switched my career from academia to training and placement, and that was the time when I started doing the work in the field of training and placement, and that was really a challenging time. Means of industry had just started doing the campus recruitment heavily.
Right.
There were a few colleges in Pune like COEP, VIT, where campus recruitment was going at a moderate rate.
Right.
But I was in a new college. And just see the situation, Y2K phase was over in 2000,
Right.
industry were struggling, we all were struggling, students were struggling. There was a whole churning in India, IT sector, manufacturing sector. It's kind of a turbulence.
Right.
And at that point of time, I switched into this particular career of training and
So a
placement.
very apt time for you to come into the industry.
Correct. Very apt time. And I would say tapping industry was a challenge.
Right.
Molding students was a challenge. Training student was a challenge. Identifying gaps, like you mentioned in the subject, was a challenge. Means we used to go with a two-wheeler to a industry or different MIDC and waiting for long 3-4 hours outside HR cabin and waiting for them to just say hello to us. So it's a kind of what you say, the early phase of Amitabh Bachchan in 70s. So to what you say, to accept everything and doing. But that was a fun. Challenges are the charm of life, and that's how we started our career.
Interesting. So, like you mentioned, you wanted to see both sides of the table, and then you came in at the right time of the industry. So, any specific challenge that stood out amongst all those other challenges which you can share about?
Like I mentioned, the main challenge was the caliber of the student, realizing the caliber of the student,
Right.
and the caliber of your institute, at the same time tapping the industry.
Right.
All were the challenges. Means the college where I was working, the college name was Rajarshi Shahu College of Engineering, RSCOE. That was a new college at that time.
Right.
And at that time, we had an intake of around say 200, 240 students. Everything was new. So the first challenge which I encountered is to prepare the students. And to prepare the students for a specific industry. For example, say Infosys is visiting the campus.
Right.
During those days, TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Capgemini, it's like these companies were like a god for the students.
Correct.
That area was completely dominated by IT services industries. Now to prepare the student for a company which I have never experienced, student have never experienced, even realizing the rounds of campus recruitment was a challenge. So I personally taught them quantitative reasoning, logical reasoning, verbal reasoning, time management, and everything. That was a fun. We identified good trainers. So that was a major challenge in terms of challenges. Molding the students and putting them in a good way in front of a correct industry. So that was a major challenge. Plus, the colleges were less. But the industries which were doing campus recruitment were also less. So they were also very selective. So first to convince the industry was a big challenge at that time. Yes, you should come and visit our campus, see our students. So both means on this side also preparing the student was a challenge, and tapping industry, convincing them. So that's why actually I always say convincing is the biggest skill on the earth.
Interesting. Now, with your extensive experience spanning in the industry, teaching, training, placement, now how do you integrate these diverse skill sets to enhance your training and placement activities in the Army Institute here?
So what happened, taking your question ahead, what happened now when I was working with the small colleges for 2, 3, 4 years, I realized that now the time has come where I should move ahead and go to the top tier colleges. Fortunately, I got the opportunity to work with the Army Institute of Technology. Now, in all training and placement officers community in India, you would realize that there are two aspects of a campus placement. One aspect for average college or a tier 2 or tier 3 colleges is a quantity of placement.
Okay.
But the biggest challenge is for top colleges to create a differentiator is what is the quality of your placement. That means if you are placing 80% students, that is fine with tier 2 college. But when you come to top colleges, there are 3-4 different parameters comes into the picture. Number one, which kind of a top industries visit your campus?
Right.
What is the average salary they are paying? What is the median salary? How many percentage of students are getting placed above 8 lakhs? Because what happened in 2004, 5, 3, 3.5, 4 was a very good package. But you know how the days are changing. Nowadays, in India, in top colleges like AIT, our average salary has gone up to 12, 13, 14 lakhs. Average salary of a batch.
True.
This is same with other top colleges also.
Right.
So the biggest challenge you can say, or the main the task in front of me was not to attract Infosys, Wipro, Cap, Gemini and all, but to attract top qualities company, niche companies, product IT, consulting, e-commerce, fintech, and tapping those industries, approaching them, going to them and bringing them to the college like AIT.
Right.
This was like it was really a good challenge for all of us. And we not only did that, we did that very successfully. And proudly I can say that now more than 80 industries are visiting our campus. Out of that, around 70 to 80% industries are top industries. They are not only services IT. Definitely, there are some good industries from services sector also. But we have a very good domains of industries visiting the campus. And that's why my experience is that challenges are on both sides. Let us not say or differentiate between that. But the biggest challenge is to attract top industries. So for the top quality students, as a TPO, I should be able to attract top industry. And then only student community will be happy. And your quality of placement decides the future of your college. We always talk about n number of factors in education sector, that the what is the ranking of the college, NAC grade, NBA grade, NIRF, but ground reality is for engineering college today in India, the biggest USP is and should be how are your campus placements.
Right.
Then only good students will be attracted to the college, and it's like a circle. Good students come, automatically I will have the wish and enthusiasm to attract more good companies. Good placements will happen, that will attract good students. And then in between, that is the biggest link. The academia plays a big role.
Correct.
Your faculty, your labs, your teaching learning methods, your atmosphere on the campus, infrastructure, everything.
Correct. Very, very correctly said. I think a very insightful piece, like the whole circle of life is all interrelated.
Yes.
In between. Correct. Great. Now, reflecting on your journey, what key lessons have you learned that you believe are essential for aspiring professionals aiming to succeed in the field of training and placement in the education sector?
For all new TPOs rather, or for the training and placement, those who are aspiring to make their career in this field, I would say training and placement officer is a very, very special job. Okay, it's not only a job. Like in Japan, there is a concept called Ikigai. Ikigai is a concept where your passion, profession, mission, everything comes together. So if you have found your real Ikigai in training and placement, then only you please come to this field. Please do not accept this as only a ad hoc job. Because doing a job of a training and placement is very, very difficult. The job of training and placement means training and placement officer should be a good trainer. He should be good teacher, he should be good counselor, he should be good marketing person, he should be good HR person, he should be good PR person. N number of qualities he should have if he really want to have a success in this particular field. Plus, he should be good communicator. He should be good diplomat also. So to keep industry happy, keep academia happy, convincing skills, reaching out to the industry. It's a 24/7 job. Okay, only during sleep you will forget that you are a TPO. Otherwise, right from the morning 7 to night 9, 10, you are always in that shoes.
Correct.
For all, but this is a great field. You will have a great experience. You will have, after working as a training and placement officer, do not even think to switch back to academia. That would be my suggestion or advice to all new TPOs. Okay. Once you are in this particular field, make it this your passion and profession, get a success, remain in this particular field, because this particular job has got a social aspect also. You are doing something great for student.
Correct.
Teacher also has his role, but you are giving a job to a youngster. You are giving job to, so when you are giving one placement to one student, you are helping family of that particular student.
Absolutely.
And it has a great social cause and impact. So that is how, my suggestion to you, that please acquire those skills. We also didn't have these skills when we accept a job, but we learn during the course of time. We learn how to talk, we learn how to train, we learn how to market the institute, we learn how to approach. So it's a kind of experience, and there is no course like there is a BE, BTech, ME, MTech, PhD available in academia.
Right.
There is no curriculum available
For a TPO.
for a TPO.
Correct.
There is no curriculum available.
Correct. It's on the job.
It's on the job. Okay, there is no book available. No, but science, yes. To get a success in training and placement, the basic science is you should have that people skills,
Right.
plus inherent inclination towards HR and marketing,
Right.
PR. Because if you are very what you say, introvert, if you are self-centered, then you cannot do this particular job. It's very difficult.
True. And I think it's a people's job,
Yes,
people's
people
person
job.
job.
Go to the people, meet different industries, talk to them,
Right.
and please keep on doing the same things, and then you should enjoy, because it's a kind of a profession where you are meeting new people every day.
Correct.
Now today I am meeting you, tomorrow I will meet some new person, day after tomorrow some new person, new experiences, new insights, and life goes well.
Right. And it all adds on to your role.
Yeah. It's a kind, means you are doing the job not only for your institute, for your students also, for your society also, and for nation also.
Correct. Absolutely. So continuing from there, now in terms of the future of training and placement officers, now we hear a lot of buzz in the market that AI is taking over jobs, AI is doing this, AI is doing that. One is how do you see in the future of the TPO role in the industry, and how do you think will be the future impact that it creates?
Definitely impact will be there.
Okay.
Because job market is evolving.
Correct.
Now, why job market is evolving? Because if we say the job market is the function of two things.
Right.
It's a function of consumer need,
Okay.
and it's a function of advancing technologies.
Right.
10-15 years ago, or even 5 years ago, our bhajiwala was not using digital payments.
Correct.
Now he is using that.
True.
20 years ago, there were 25-30 banks. Now there are more than 100 banks. 20 years ago, online shopping was not there. Now it's there.
Right.
Even go to the doctor, you will find if you want to take an appointment of a leading doctor, there are different apps available. So industry is changing very fast. Because job market is changing, industry has to change.
Right.
Because of that, lot of new domains are coming up. For every domain, there is a tech word added now.
Right.
Earlier, there was a conventional banking. Now it is fintech. Earlier, there was only education. Now it is edutech.
Right.
Earlier, only health sector was there. Now it is health tech.
Yes.
So, industry is changing. Industry is changing. That is a direct impact on the fresher market. Because earlier, the general skills were required by the students. I'll tell you a very funny example. In 2005-06, when Infosys was visiting our campuses, or for that matter, everywhere in India, in the aptitude test paper of Infosys, only aptitude rounds were there. Only verbal, logical, quantitative. There was no programming asked, nothing. It's just to check whether the students has a strong aptitude or not. Baki ka we will take care at Infosys Mysore Center.
Right.
So that was their philosophy, and that was right at that time. Now if you see that general skills has been converted into niche skills. Everywhere industry will visit the campus not only to take the general student, okay?
Right.
They will require specific students with a specific skill set.
Right.
Now, what do you mean by specific skill set? That he should have the knowledge of programming, along with he should have the value add,
Right.
or he should have the added knowledge of the technologies which we discuss at this moment. He should have enough knowledge of AI ML, he should have enough knowledge about cyber security, he should have enough knowledge about data analytics, data science. Now, it is not expected that he should know in depth about all those technologies, because at the age of 21, 22, if you are doing BE, BTech in a certain
Right.
branch, it's not expected also. But when we are saying that industry is changing, earlier what used to happen, industry used to take the student and train them.
Right.
Now the trend is changing. They want the students with enough digital skills,
Right.
enough skills in analytics, enough skills in niche technologies. At least they should be aware about this. That's why
Correct.
the trending now changing, and it is not going to hamper the jobs. Earlier, I always give a simple example. Say, take the example of SBI.
Right.
SBI had say 10,000 employees in 2000. Now the employees of SBI has increased say up to 50 to 60,000. That means even the bank jobs are getting automated. It's not mean that their jobs are reduced. To serve, instead of 10,000, they now want to serve for 50, 60,000 employees. So nature of jobs are changed. The jobs, high skill jobs are in requirement, but the job market will not shrink. Higher order skills are required. That is the only thing.
Correct. So all those roles 20 years ago have today now been augmented.
Yes,
With a host of other factors coming into play.
yes.
True. Interesting. Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights in this first section of our interview.
Thank you very much.
Coming to the second part of this interview. Now, often training and placement officers are, not there in the limelight per se, but there is a lot of groundwork that they go through, a lot of rigmarole that they have to go through. So we'd like to understand your perspective on, this particular role and the things that happen as a TPO, right? So can you firstly tell us about things that general people don't know as a TPO, of what all he goes through in that?
So basically, the strategy which I have adopted at Army Institute of Technology,
Right.
is in management there are two methods. One method is called it as a top-down method.
Right.
Second is called it as a bottom-up method.
Right.
So to get a success as a TPO, my suggestion to all new TPOs will be, what is the meaning of bottom-up approach? Whatever smaller things happening at your campus at bottom level, maybe at clubs, maybe at departments, maybe at college,
Right.
you should be the person to bring all those things to the global level, to the national level. Use LinkedIn, use all marketing strategies, use different portals, use whatever you want to use.
Right.
But smaller and smaller, smallest thing which is happening on the campus. Your one student got a prize in Microsoft Open Coding competition. Suppose it happens on say 17th of May.
Right.
Next 2-3 days, everywhere it should come. Okay.
On social platforms.
On social platforms. That is the must.
Okay.
That is called, I'm taking a very niche example or simple example of a bottom-up approach. For example, your department of say mechanical engineering has made a tie-up with a group called say Thermax, or maybe anything, Slider, anything.
Right.
When your department had made a MOU with some XYZ industries, not only it should be limited to your college, but also it has to come to all social platforms, not only for the sake of marketing, but India Inc. Indian industries should take a note of that. Yes, in this college, this department has made a good tie-up with this industry. This small things matters a lot.
Right.
That is called it as a bottom-up approach. whatever is happening at campus, at student level, at faculty level, at department level, at college level, whether it is ranking, Outlook ranking, NIRF, whatever things you are doing, make newsletter, make reports, make your website attractive.
Right.
And then automatically that is a bottom up approach. You should have a visibility enhancement of your institute.
Correct.
That is the first thing. Second thing is top bottom. Means go and tap all top industries, leading industries, talk to them, convince them, and try to involve them to your institute at a smaller level. Say a CEO of MasterCard, say a CEO of Deutsche Bank, maybe the general manager of Mahindra plant, say Auto in Kandivali.
Right.
Request him to come to your college, not immediately for campus placement, just to see the campus, have the interaction.
Right.
You cannot bring, say, the Tata Motors, or you cannot bring MasterCard to AIT in one day.
Correct.
It's not possible.
Correct.
It's give time to cook. Okay.
Correct.
So if
Correct.
you
Let
try,
it simmer,
yeah. So
Yes.
Because what will happen, unless and until they have a belief on your students, your culture, your campus, they will not become your potential employers. There must be some background behind it.
Right.
So that is the answer to your question.
That's a wonderful strategy. Yeah, you make them familiar with the ecosystem.
Familiar.
The acceptance increases.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
Very good strategy, though. Great. Now, of course, with a track record of consistent placements, your percentages are above 90%.
Yeah.
And what initiatives have you implemented to ensure student readiness and competitiveness in the job market?
Right. So we at AIT take a lot of efforts.
Right.
The first and foremost, what we have done is we have make one employability test mandatory for students at pre-final year.
Okay.
That test also I will name. Earlier it used to called it as Aspiring Minds MCAT examination.
Right.
Now the name of MCAT has been changed to SHL. So this particular 3-4 hours long test, we have made it mandatory. We take it twice, one at third year, pre-final year, second semester, and then in the final year, first semester.
Right.
It's a very, very scientifically researched, proven employability test of 3.5 hours.
Okay.
So that is the first part, to see the employability. We take interviews, mock interviews of each and every student. Okay. We have made a lot of documents, like calibrated documents of, say, technical interview, HR interview. We train the student. We bring the persons from industry. We organize a lot of sessions for students. Slowly and gradually, the campus placement, not only there was a huge increase in our percentage of campus placement, there was an increase in our average salary also. Because of the readiness of the students, and the student going to the industry, getting placed, fetching their industry to the campus through alumni network, it started building a huge dividends for us.
Okay.
So that was the main thing which we do. So at AIT, we adopt specific methods of employability test, interview preparation, group discussion. We have a very robust training program. So say I represent Army. So in Army, there is always a very famous slogan that we only see the soldiers on the front only once or twice in a year. For remaining 11 and a half months, what he does a training. If you are doing training, there are less chances of a failure. Very less chances.
Correct.
So the same philosophy is adopted here.
Correct. Absolutely. And I think it's rightly put. Practice makes
Man perfect. Yes.
That is the
So that is the answer to your question.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, I know while you're putting in all the efforts, the job markets are also evolving.
Yeah.
Right. And how do you tailor training programs to equip the students with the requisite technical and soft skills demanded by the recruiters?
Right. So for that, what we did few years back, we designed a very important document called it as a job notification form.
Okay.
And when industry want to visit our campus, we send that job notification form to company.
Right.
In that form, we ask some information from them, not only about the CTC or a package.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because unfortunately, today's generation is running behind only that particular word.
Correct.
But we have a specific points in that. Ki What are the specific skill set you expect from the students?
Right.
What are the job profile? What would be the nature of job? What would be the other job descriptions from your side? When we receive that, we not only send the data, we analyze that. And then we slowly and gradually come to know, for example, now in the market, there is a need of a full stack developer, AI ML engineer, data analyst, front end developer. This company want back end developer.
Right.
With knowledge of emerging job profiles, then we go to our trainers.
Right.
And we identify the trainers who will give the training in such areas. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes we directly approach that industry only, that if you expect that student should have a little knowledge about design thinking, because if you want to absorb him in a design, if you expect that the student should have enough idea about what is design thinking, what are the steps in design thinking, how to think systematically, how the engineering mindset has to be developed, then you please come. You only come and train them for say 2 hours, 4 hours, 1 day, 2 day. So slowly and gradually, what we analyze that industry is also very positive. If you approach in a professional way and with a positive mindset, they will also definitely come ahead and help you. The same thing, it's very simple. We have kept that things very simple. We are not still autonomous. We are still affiliated to Pune University. Slowly, very soon, we will be getting the autonomy maybe. But with the restricted this one, we try a lot to fetch such kind of trainers. And another thing which I would like to point out is training and placement officer. The first word is training.
Training, yes.
Second word is placement.
Correct.
Identify good trainers. There are good trainers in the market, professional trainers. Okay, identify them, make a rapport with them, approach them, and definitely they will give a great value to your campus.
Correct. Absolutely. I love the example that you mentioned that, you ask the company themselves to come and do the training with. So that actually bridges the skill gap.
Bridges the skill gap, and to bridge the skill gap, my appeal to Indian industry will be, we know there are thousands of engineering colleges and one industry can go maximum to 10, 15, 20 colleges. But at least that industry and that 20 institutes, okay, that industry should consider all these institutes as their future employee centers.
Correct.
And try to train them right from second year or third year. If such rapport and such small pockets across India will bridge the skill gap automatically. And that should happen. In Bangalore, if there are say 500 plus colleges and maybe thousands of industries, it's very, very achievable target. But yes, there should be rigor, there should be willingness from both the sides. And that's where TPO plays an important role.
True. Can you share examples of successful training workshops or programs conducted at AIT, to enhance the students' capabilities?
Yeah. So, for example, very simple example. Say nowadays passwords are vanishing from the IT world. You know that. Yes. Okay. Instead of passwords, now there are passkeys coming. And
authentication,
different. So now see, this is a small change happening. So what we generally do, if we want to train our students in that area, we requested some of the industries and their tech leaders to come and take the sessions on how this change is happening, which are the technologies playing the role behind that. That is something. For example, now you know that AI and ML is taking the charge of many things. Now to apply, because of AI and ML, what is happening now, you can apply a lot of things in a good project. So we at institute has the Institute Innovation Cell, IIC. We have a separate e-cell. So what we request them on behalf of our management, that these are the things happening at industry. When you are arranging the sessions, please arrange the sessions accordingly. For example, in the product development, which role AI is going to play now? There are certain roles. Now, because of AI, the whole job landscape is getting changed. Now, how it is getting changed and whether, unless and until, if the students remain in the shell of C language, C, C++, Java, it is not going to happen. They should have more skill set, because see, when we are saying ChatGPT is doing everything, now there is no need of doing anything. No. When you are giving the information to the chat GPT that I want this sofa set at this place, one window, and then now draw this picture, and chat GPT will give that picture to you. But when you are giving the commands to chat GPT, your critical thinking, your imagination skills, your overall ability to understand the situation, now these skills are emerging skills. We train the students on these skills. Now we realize there is no course, there is no point in conducting the course in basic Java, because that it is automatically taken care of. Now we need to mold the students as per the new skill sets. This is a simple example I am giving how these things will happen now, or should happen rather.
Absolutely. And I think, so what you're referring to is prompt engineering.
Prompt engineering.
And that
Prompt
itself
engineering
is becoming a
big market,
field.
big market. Because earlier in our old days, in our school days rather,
Right.
a teacher used to make us compulsory ki at least you should come ahead and tell the story for 5 lines in the class.
True.
Now after 40-50 years we realize how storytelling was important. Now after 50 years we realize that how to make effective storytelling is so difficult, so crucial in corporate now.
Correct.
Because you can make a code, but you cannot give proper commands. So that is something which is, so everything old is gold, means
Yes.
basically for bridging the skill gap, one very, very simple aspect is that if you recall our father of nation, Gandhiji, they used to tell us, and in 30s, 40s, he has explained that concept, ki Indian education will keep on struggling unless and until we emerge knowledge and work together. हमारे यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है इंडियन एजुकेशन में, वी कीप नॉलेज सेपरेट. इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज आर डूइंग देयर जॉब, industry is doing their job. You are keeping knowledge and work separate. Don't keep that. Knowledge and work should together. Automatically skill gap will be will get filled.
Absolutely.
So that is something which is very simple. That term which was given by Gandhiji was Nayi Talim. So in Nayi Talim he used to tell that it's very simple. Why you are worrying about skills? So he has all the answers 100 years back. Now we are discussing the same issues.
True. And in fact, our series is also named Bridging the Skill Gap.
Bridging the skill gap. So knowledge and work, you cannot keep it separate. In every, see, technology will come and go. Now we are talking about AI, ML. Maybe 2030 we will talk about it's old now. Let us talk about, say, quantum computing. Let us talk about something else. This will keep on changing. Your learnability is very, very important. That is something which is very important.
True, absolutely. Now, TPOs on the field are putting in a lot of hard work, right? And during season, they are under tremendous pressure as well. Who's coming, who's not coming, how many have got placed and not placed. So can you tell us about the challenges you encounter in your role as the head of training and placement, and how do you address them with students and industry?
Sir, we have challenges, and Generation Z, if we are dealing with Generation Z, challenges will be always there because their mindset is different and their mindset is totally new. We cannot put them wrong. Okay. Right. Rather, we should think, or perception means we should put ourselves in their shoes and think accordingly. Because if they have invested 3 lakhs into 4, say around 12 to 15 lakhs for engineering in a good college, definitely they will not be happy with 3 or 4 lakh salary. Correct. They would definitely expect at least 8 to 10 lakh salary. Right. In terms of ROI, we can say return on investment.
True.
So what we generally do, we sequence the industries properly. Okay. That is the key of any TPO. Means again coming back to why we are here. Right. Any TPO, you are strategy thinking, sequencing the industries properly. That is very important. So we sequence the industry properly. We invite all top grade industries in early phase so that the aspiring students, meritorious students, top quality students will get placed in these top industries. Then the remaining lot will get placed in the remaining industries. For example, say fintech, consulting, then product IT, then e-commerce, then services IT, then manufacturing, then engineering, then EdTech. You should have a proper knowledge of all domains if you want to work efficiently as a TPO. We do the same thing. So we invite the industry accordingly. We have an industry feedback system. We take the feedback from industry.
Right.
That is how we generally see that for what you say, matching of students' aspiration with industry.
Correct.
That is something which is very key that we do at AIT.
Interesting.
So automatically the things keep happening.
Right. So then it becomes a cycle for you.
It becomes
as
a cycle. It becomes a cycle, and we have that we will cover later also when you will
Yes.
we will go to that section.
Yes, yes. Coming to the last question in this section I have is, as the Executive Secretary of the Alumni Association, how do you engage with alumni to foster mentorship opportunities and to enhance career prospects for current students? How do you engage the alumni?
Great. So from this forum, I would like to tell all the stakeholders that growth of any engineering college
Right.
depends on the contribution of alumni. Alumni are the real brand ambassadors of any college.
True.
So if you want to get a good campus placement, please pay attention on the development of alumni association.
Right.
Alumni are, like in Hindi we called it as a devdut. Alumni are real brand ambassadors, because now our first batch passed out in 1998.
Okay.
After that, 98 to 2023, 2024, almost 26, 27 batches are passed out.
Correct.
Most of our alumni are now, very proudly I can say, now working as a vice president, director, product leaders
Correct.
across the globe. We have a very big AIT alumni group, not only in US, in Australia, in UK.
Right.
And they are doing wonders. They are not only living the life for them. In their mind, always they have one corner for AIT and keep on doing something for AIT.
Correct.
We have a very strong base in Hyderabad, Bangalore, NCR, Gurgaon and Noida. We build alumni association very strongly.
Right.
We have an exclusive alumni portal. We conduct national alumni meet every year in the month of December.
Right.
We invite more than 500, 600 alumni every year.
Right.
Because of alumni, we get around 25, 30 good industries on campus, because our alumni has a very good performance in all types of industries.
Right.
Alumni are working, they are not only working for themselves, they take care that yes, I should suggest my HR to go to my alma mater for campus recruitment. Again, it's a circle. So when I joined in 2010, 2011 at AIT, 10 to 12 batches had been passed out at that time. Now, with this 25, 26 batches, I have, even in my cell phone, you will find more than 800, 900 numbers, cell numbers of alumni.
Okay.
And I have saved that. I keep talking to them. And see, it's not only for campus placement. Now, every alumni has got different skill set.
True.
Alumni will come here for sessions. Alumni will conduct some sessions on our army training. Alumni will conduct some session for the soft skills.
Right.
So you get engaged, keep your alumni engaged, and that will cover your 30-40% issues in a campus placement.
Campus placement. True. Interesting. Well, thank you again for decoding your role. You've put it across very simply, but I know there's a ton of hard work that goes behind it. Right? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Coming to the third section of this interview, and we want to talk about from the student perspective, right? And of course, from reforms and policy. So, from your perspective, what policy reforms or initiatives could help alleviate the challenges associated with meeting the demand of career skilling in India, particularly for specialized engineering disciplines?
There are two good things which are happening in Indian education sector, engineering education sector. The first thing is, most of the top institutes are getting autonomy, academic autonomy. They are now not affiliated to any specific university.
Right.
And with my observation, I would like to tell you that autonomy is the need of an hour.
Right.
Each and every engineering institute should get autonomous.
Okay, now that you mention it, can you give us clarity and for the audience as to what is the autonomous?
Autonomous structure means you are not binded by university rules.
Right.
You have a freedom to set your own syllabus.
Right.
You have freedom to set your own examination, evaluation system. You have freedom to set your own timelines.
Okay.
You have a freedom to send the student for internship of 6 months. You have freedom to send, take them a good projects. You can include lot of good subjects.
Right.
You can develop the curriculum as you want. You can empower your faculty as you like, because unless and until you are not getting autonomy, your faculty will be teaching the same subject which are set by the university for 1000 colleges.
Right.
If your college is at a top quality college, if you know that if your students are great, good, then why to get restricted in the syllabus of university? Instead of that, elevate your career, elevate your syllabus, elevate, empower your faculty, so that directly from second year, third year, they can start teaching the subjects like cyber security or AI ML or augmented reality, virtual reality. What will happen? The unnecessary, I'll not say dead, but it's a kind of a repetitive, simple, old subject which has no relevance with the job market.
Correct.
Keeping those subjects in the syllabus is not going to solve the problems.
Correct.
So, swayattata, that is the good word for autonomy. Okay, you should have the autonomy. You should get the autonomy. And one good thing which is happening in India, irrespective of politics, I would like to support the national education policy which is coming up. National Education Policy 2020 is a great window to empower the youth of India. It's a great policy. If you go through the points of National Education Policy, all their clauses, and not only it is multidisciplinary. It is taking care of your all personality quotient. Like we say, we want a good engineer. Okay, when I say that, or a good Indian youth with high skills, means what? When the high skills will get developed, unless and until his physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, all quotients are flourished. And that can be only possible with National Education Policy, NEP 2020. Fantastic model. It's very difficult to explain that model here in 5 minutes. But I would urge all the academia leaders and vice chancellors and all deans that unless and until we honestly, holistically follow NEP, the things will remain as it is. So, National Education Policy is a great tool to bridge the skill gaps.
True.
So these are the two important things.
It's a huge enabler for the
huge
Indian
enabler, both autonomy as well as NEP.
Interesting. You're also a certified counselor, I suppose, right? What advice would you offer to students navigating, the complexities of career planning and skill development in today's market?
See, in our whole interview, we could not talk much about student as a identity. So now I would like to tell you that we at Army Institute of Technology, and for that sake, for any college, the psychology of the engineering student is very important. There are 50-60% students out of the batch who have definitely opted for engineering as their choice. But there are other 30-40 students, either they do not have that inclination, they have come here as a force, they have come here because there is no other choice, they have come here because of peer pressure.
Correct.
So psychology plays a very important role, and we always observe that this generation Z, technologically, technically, they may be very good, but the struggle or the efforts which our generation has seen in our old days, unfortunately, they have not seen.
Yes.
That's why they are emotionally weak.
Right.
If you see today's boy of 2021, he's emotionally weak. He may be technically or technology advanced, but he's emotionally weak. Now, emotionally weak is not a crime.
Correct.
We also sometimes as a person may be emotionally weak.
It was a different age and time
It's a
for
different
us.
age and time for us, but in terms of a career, in terms of a bridging skill gap, the first point is that particular student should be mentally stable.
Okay.
So we at AIT, we not only have started the mental health committee, but before that also we have a very good system of class counselors.
Okay.
20 students, one class counselor. That counselor is now trained on psychological, basic aspects of psychological counseling. If we found the case is little too difficult, too complicated, we have at AIT empaneled with 2-3 good psychologists
Right.
These psychologists come here twice or thrice in a month. They talk to the students, and I'll tell you there are a lot of issues nowadays in this generation, both boys and girls, and we need a systematic system at any college, not only at AIT but at any college, to address their psychological issues. Unless and until they are calm and quiet, they cannot concentrate on building the skills. So for students community, your teacher, even in engineering colleges, like in our old days in primary schools or secondary schools, always teacher used to keep a very personal rapport with each and every student. What is happening in your house, what you do, मग घरी गेल्यावर तू काय करतो, and all that questions. It has a very great meaning. So that we need to bring back. Unless and until we don't do that, the students will not be happy. Means, like I earlier mentioned, their all quotients will not be flourished. So that is which is very important. We have that system.
Right.
We have, and counseling is of two types. One is a psychological counseling to address the personality issues. Second is career counseling. That now you are in computer IT branch. Many times what happens? मुझे तो चाहिए था computer IT but नहीं मिला because merit was less, so I landed in mechanical engineering or electronics engineering.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's what happened, and वो frustration increase होते होते then year down, backlog, then out of engineering college and huge issues. Now here the career counselor, and that's why initially I told that TPO must be a good career counselor. He should call every time, only teachers nahi. TPO also should call him. He should explain him, अरे भाई, nowadays, for example, electronics and telecommunication, 80% IT industries consider electronics and telecommunication branch at par with computer science and IT. They consider ENTC. You will get 70% opportunities. Acha, if you are landed up in mechanical, now there is a future is of automation and robotics. That is going to happen very soon. There are a lot of buzz around semiconductor market. There are a lot of buzz in electric vehicles. So that branch, core branch also, mechanical or electronics and telecommunication, that will not die. It will be there.
Right.
So now these aspects, you consider student, their mindset, their psychology, and then you should do a proper counseling.
Right.
That is something which is important.
So you have to know the ecosystem to be able to counsel.
And our faculty at Army Institute, our management especially has a very great role in this. They are very supportive. Our faculty members, our head of departments, very genuine, very supportive. And we have built that system. We have a couple of good teachers who are excellent in counseling. They keep on doing counseling. It's very good altogether.
I'm sure. Well, once again, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, finally, how do you envision the role of Army Institute of Technology in spearheading initiatives aimed at bridging the career skill gap? And what steps do you plan to take to further enhance its contributions in this domain?
Oh, one good thing about Army Institute of Technology, see, campus placement is the final outcome which we get at the end of the career or at the end of fourth year.
Right.
But at AIT, the main important reason why campus placements are happening so effectively is that we take care of a personality development of the students.
Okay.
And how this personality development happens at AIT? Since its inception, as we are from Army community and it is run by Army, and Army already have that team building in its blood. Like I always see the difference between the civilian students and Army kids or Army wards. Even my son, we are all from civilian background. Don't take it in that way, but overall in our civilian society, in Generation Z, I can see little individualistic nature in this. But in Army families, in Army circles, I always see a lot of team spirit, team building. So, mere liye, mera thoda kam hai. They have that we part embedded in that. So, that automatically is helping them in getting involved in the college activity. We have more than 15-20 clubs in Army Institute of Technology. Right from first year, we have open source software club. We have nature club. We have an e-cell, entrepreneur cell. We have electric vehicle club. We have spiritual club. We have sports club. We have coding club. We have a robotics club. Then we have all types of clubs. Now, why these clubs are there? Because every student has got different skill sets.
Right.
When you take the admission to first year, he automatically gets involved. कि अरे नहीं, मेरी रुचि इसमें है, I should devote for more for robotics.
Right.
I should more open source में जाना चाहिए, मुझे coding करना चाहिए, मुझे I will have to go for this nature club. Now, a simple example. We will ask that why for engineer this NCC and NSS club and nature club and trekking club and cycling club is required. Yes, it is very much required, because to become a good engineer you should see society first.
Right.
Then only you can address the problem in society.
Right. Right.
When you will go for outdoor activities, automatically you will see the day-to-day challenges in the world, and automatically you will start implementing it in your small projects or small innovations.
True.
That will only happen when you are exposed to n number of things.
True. So what you're talking of, it's a holistic development.
Holistic. And what happens at AIT, because of this, automatically we have DDQ club, debate, dramatics and quiz club. Last month we conducted a very innovative competition which is happening now in many colleges, called it as a MUN, Model United Nations. That means a small teams represent Hungary, Russia, India, and all they are coming and doing deliberations.
Right.
At the age of 2021, how it will happen in they are creating dummy conditions.
Right.
उसमें क्या होता है? Convincing skill, putting up the skills. Automatically these skills get enhanced.
That is, of course, innovative.
Our largest USP of Army Institute of Technology is we have a very good winners at all India level competitions. We take part in hackathons, model making competition, national level, apathons, takathon, the competitions which are sponsored by industry, like KPIT Sparkle ho ya whatever.
Right.
So, and we get a huge response from students. Students are not only bagging the prizes, they are doing innovations there, they are putting everything there. And because of that, all these things happens at second year, third year. So when they come to third year, I can concentrate my job in doing them then specific interview techniques training, specific GD training,
Right.
specific skill set training, because already their personality is groomed.
Correct.
Now only I have to channelize it
Correct.
and putting it at right point. So that is the success around, that should be the path for any engineering college to bridge the skill gap. So full personality development of a student with technology advancement plus with knowing the industry, automatically the skill gap will be bridged.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.